big up, and welcome to the viral match reaction. We are here because of this victory that we just got in now our 20th semifinal appearance, or 20th entry to a 20th semifinal matchup. We'll see who we get drawn into the next round. But wow, what looked like a very easy game in the first half for us. We well controlled it, well taken goals by both Elliott and by Nunez. It ended up being a little bit more of interesting sledding when it came to the second half. So we're here to talk about it, get your reactions, get something that might go viral, certainly because it's unfiltered, and we want to hear what you have to say. And it'll be a tough game to watch back, but hey, who cares? We made it through to the semifinals, and we keep marching on. We have with us Lee and the Irishman. We might be joined by, I think we're going to be joined by JK most likely in a little bit. And also Nalante might be joining us as well. But for now, it's Lee and the Irishman. Lee, how are you doing today?
Or how? Excellent. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Yeah, it was a good game. It was worth seeing. And now I thought that was nothing at the end when Kwanzaa put his arm across that guy. It was less than nothing. Simon Hooper was stood right behind him. It was absolutely nothing. I was miffed that the commentator was going on. Whoever the prick was on Sky was going, oh, huffing and puffing. And I was like, shut up, will ya?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Is it Lee Evans?
I don't know who he was. Even when the game had finished, he went, well, there could have been a penalty at the end. It was like, shut up.
Yeah. Brian, how you doing, man, after that game?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. We get into the bits and pieces, but like you said, 2-0 up, it looked like a one kind of game, and then when he takes a bit of quality play, it's a great shot. I've seen him do that before. That Archer scored a very similar goal.
It was the way it unfolded, wasn't it? It's Endo in the face. They hadn't created one single opportunity, and then all of a sudden the ball whacks Endo in the face, falls kindly for Archer, and it's 2-1.
Just made it more nervy than it needed to be. Other than that, they didn't really do. They didn't really do a whole lot.
I don't think that it was. I know that people are saying that it was a clear, or some are saying in the chat here, I think that it was a clear foul. Some are saying that it wasn't a foul. I don't think it was a foul. I think that he was certainly trying. He was to. He was initiating the contact, and then not only was he initiating it, he went down. He went down very, very easily. The commentators like, I don't see why, or it wasn't commentator. It was Troy Deeney. Unfortunately, I had to listen to his commentary, if you want to call it that, back at the studio, at least, saying that it's kind of obvious, why else would he go down if he wasn't fouled? And I'm like, because he's trying to get a call.
His little tiny arm across you is not enough to make you fall off your feet. If somebody puts an arm across you when you're running, you don't fall off your feet and lose your balance and fall over. Maybe in an extreme circumstance, with more force and faster from another angle. But it was nothing. There was absolutely nothing in that challenge. Nothing.
Yeah, I didn't think it was anything. But that certainly will be, I'm sure, by our rivals and certainly by the neutrals. Pretty much everyone will be talking on that point, probably trying to say that we got saved by the referees and the likes. And hey, that's something that you don't hear too often. So we'll see about that.
I'm getting pissed off with that talk now, all that shit, because if anything, we get ripped off by referees on the regular, not saved or helped by them. When do we ever get helped by referees?
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you on that one. But I just I think he was trying. He was trying to initiate the contact, trying to get the foul. Just as
you could see, couldn't you? He initiated the contact. Was desperate to get a foul because he knew he was never ever going to score. It was dog shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Try to get my microphone ready. So other than that though, first half was a good first half for us. I thought the first half was a good first half. We definitely played well. We got big shout out to my Ichiban number one. Well, Ichiban is one, but still all the same. To Endo, who was our captain at the end of the game. Most surprising. I was surprised to see him have the armband, but I was happy to see him have the armband. He got beat up, to say the least, in this game. It was like every he was getting hit with hands and forearms, and got hit with even someone kicked the ball into his face, which ended up leading to the goal actually. Yeah, it was a tough one for Endo, but
that was their best move of the game, kicking it directly into Endo's face. That was the best
it
thing they
really
did all
was.
day, like,
And he belted that. He
Yeah.
belted it into
Opened
his
us up
face.
like a can of worms, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. But as we say, Aka o Gadaro. So it's all good. But Brian, yeah, what was your take of at least the game? What were some of the takes that you have from this game?
Just that it looked like a young team. It looked like an inexperienced team, but it wasn't. I see Healer saying there 69% possession with the kids has to be considered impressive. Which kids?
Yeah, there
Which
was only,
kids?
yeah.
The only kid out there, and kids does not mean age, by the way. Kids means people who play in the under 23s. That's what kids means. The only kids out there tonight were Neone. Morton's in and around our first team a lot. Elliott's not a kid. Kwanzaa's not a kid, not in terms of first team experience. That was a really strong team we had out there. We had McAllister on the team on the pitch, Endo, Kelleher, Trent, Gomez. No, we didn't play the kids tonight. We didn't play the kids tonight at all.
Yeah, I like that it tested Slot tonight. It tested him to put a side out, didn't it? And he did manage to do it. I was glad to see the subs as well. Glad to see Chiesa, especially at the end, that left-footed curler. He was unlucky there.
Yeah, I thought that was going in. That was a great clearance.
Great block. Great
yeah.
block, yeah. That could easily have ended up in his own net if he doesn't get that right.
Yeah.
Easily goes into, you look like an idiot and you get no goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair play to him. He got a good clearance on it.
Yeah, that was good. And yeah, he had another crack at it after that. But the first one that he had was certainly looking like it was going to go into the back of the net. Interesting play in that, when I say interesting forms of play by some of our team. I thought that there were moments where we looked like we were very well in control, and then there are parts and points where obviously Southampton stepped it up and was really, really pressing for us to get a equalizer for us. Unfortunate to allow for them to even get that now what serves to be a consolation goal. But what were your thoughts of the game, Lee? What were some of your quick viral takes?
I thought that the defence had a good game on the whole. I thought Jarell and Endo done well as a pair. Yeah, Trent done okay in the first half. Costas done okay in the second half. Yeah, I was pleased. I was pleased all over the pitch that we got minutes for people, that we got through the tie. It doesn't look like we picked up any knocks, hopefully, although, these things can go unseen. But yeah, it was a good match. I enjoyed it. Considering what it was, it wasn't like, the highest level match that we're going to play in the coming weeks. Like, I was just pleased with the performance still.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Aka o Gero. Aka o Gero for sure. That means up the Reds in Japanese. And definitely that was the case for my guy Endo. And also was the case for some other players on the pitch that I thought really put in a pretty good service out there. It was good to see Chiesa back. He definitely good to see Chiesa back. Who disrespected Endo? No one. Other than maybe getting kicked to the face. I mean, he was getting pushed around. There was one time where he got pushed over on the ball. He was getting beat up on that pitch, but
I think he
again,
enjoys a scrap.
yeah, I think it's almost like at times I think that he might enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah. On the quiet, he'll have enjoyed that tonight, all that physicality, and even the rain probably just to get out there and start the game and finish the game was good for him, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Jeez, rain is not new. Rain is not new, guys.
No, not in Japan either. Japan's a very rainy place, isn't it? Very far north.
Yeah, definitely. But
yeah, just anybody in the chat, just like in the chat, just everyone, just be cool with each other. There's no need to be at each other's throats.
I don't see why. I don't see what's going on. I missed it, but people, we are going to our 20th semifinal in this tournament. Our 20th. That is the most by any team. We are about to go into the weekend against a Spurs club who just beat this team 5-0, but all the same is a team that we can possibly get points off of if we go by going to the grounds and push out a possible further lead in the league. We're all about silverware in this with this club. We're all about silverware. That's part of not only our heritage, but that's part of our mantra.
Is the draw for the semi tonight? Even though
I don't
ain't till tomorrow.
I don't think they'll do the draw until tomorrow.
Yeah, the other one's finished.
Yeah, after the last game, I think they do it right after the last game is actually performed. Because then then you would only have they would only be able to pick three of the actual games or three of the teams, excuse me.
Yeah. No, sometimes they do it when there's a tie still to be played, don't you? Because that the draw is still, don't you? You know what I mean? It's either or.
Liverpool versus the winner of whoever it is tomorrow. Who is it? Who is the last game?
Spurs, Man United.
Yeah, but it's a big game. Spurs, Man United.
Yeah. We've got an extra day on Spurs now, haven't we, as well? For Sunday, because Spurs play tomorrow.
Yeah. No, they normally do. They wait for TV. If it's on TV, they'll get an extra hour out of it at the end. They do a draw, or 20 minutes doing a draw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure it would be that rotated a lineup for the semi, not if we draw Arsenal or Spurs United. I can't see us playing a team like tonight against Arsenal or United if we play them or Spurs. Mm-hmm. Or even Newcastle. We won't play again. We won't rotate like we did tonight if we play. We won't in the semi because the opposition will be too strong.
Mm-hmm. We shall see. But I can tell you some of the other scores. Actually, let me get this other scores out there for you. It was a 3-2 win for Arsenal. It was a 3-1 win for Brentford. It was obviously a 2-1 win for us, and that other game, the fourth game, I don't particularly know why did they make the fourth game tomorrow? Then also about it.
No, that's a weird one. Usually, like midweek, you'll have Tuesday and Wednesday for cup games. You won't have Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah,
it's a bit of an odd one. Never seen that before. I don't think. Probably haven't. Just forgot, but.
And it's not like the two teams are, albeit they let's see what it was. United is in Europa, right?
Mm-hmm.
and Spurs are in Europa as well, I think, right? Mm-hmm. Or are they in Conference League?
No, they're in Europa, Spurs.
Okay, so both teams are both in Europa, and that's interesting. I don't know why they have that set up the way they do, but VAR is
You
set
do?
up for semifinals. Yes, it is, Bonkers. You're right. It is on for semi. So VAR will be a part of the game going forward with this competition. But that's also because it's played at Wembley, right? Both games are played at Wembley, right? The semifinal and I think the semifinal and
is the League Cup semis at Wembley as well, is it?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that the semifinal is at Wembley. But I could be corrected if someone knows better than I. And maybe it's not. Maybe it is. But anyway, Mark A is saying it's a home and away fixture. I don't know about that one. We'll have to see. I'll see. I'll take a look at it. Take a look. Quarterfinal. So, what we will see is, let's see what it will be, because it won't be home. I don't think it'll be a home and away fixture. But anyways, Brian, what else did you like this from this game? What else did you take away from this game?
Not a huge amount. I thought we looked like a team, just slightly put together, but it was good. There was a lot of changes made towards the end, so we got to see a few people. Dan's we haven't seen in a while. McConnell we haven't seen in a while, especially then Chiesa. But it was a match we should have had kind of wrapped up a lot earlier on than we did. And yeah, other than that, yeah, it was kind of standard fare. They were very unadventurous. I thought they were very weak at times. They didn't really look like they wanted to play football. They were letting us have the ball a lot of the time. So yeah, at the end it seemed like we made about 17 different subs. Shota was on, Dans was on, McConnell was on, Gaze was on. Everyone came on. Everyone got a few minutes. So a bit messy like that at the end. And yeah, when it's 2-1, it only takes one little mistake and you're going straight to penalties. So kind of an odd game. Yeah, a bit of an odd game. I thought we kind of controlled it, but typical cup football, you make one mistake and then you're only one good finish away from being in a penalty shootout in a game that you were totally controlling. So yeah, it was the main thing for me was to look again. We were talking about like Chiesa when he came on. He's not someone that lacks confidence. He knows what he's good at and he tries to do it. He knows he's good at finishing. He knows he's good at trying to beat people. Doesn't shy away from it. Does it. So that was encouraging. It would have been nice to see that maybe from the start, but maybe he wasn't quite there. But I think we saw tonight a glimpse of, like I said, in that previous game, I keep forgetting who it was he came on against. He got like 20 minutes against someone.
AC Milan, was it? In the Champions
League?
Really
early doors. It was really early in the season. And then he was out for like a month and a half. But he came on, he tried an overhead kick and Darwin got a goal off it. And he tried another shot. But as soon as he comes on the pitch, he gets on the ball and he tries shooting it to goal. He's very like Salah in the way he goes on right, cuts in and tries to bend it. We saw it twice. One where he tried to give it to Elliot, where we thought he might have been better shooting. It probably would have been better shooting, but he tried to find Elliot. And then the one that was clear, lovely, very like Salah, just cut in and bend it with his left foot. So clearly not lacking in confidence. So yeah, some nice stuff to see. But at 2-1, you're kind of sitting there going, "Come on, blow up, ref, blow up."
Yeah, he got in. He's played in the game against West Ham. He got in. The game against.
Yeah, is that the one Darwin scored in? Do you know the one he tried the overhead kick?
Yeah, that's the one he tried. That's the one he tried the overhead.
Darwin headed it in,
and then because he got the assist for that one. That was also a 5-1 affair for us. And then he played in Bournemouth. and he did play as Lee just mentioned, he did play in that AC Milan game too. But he played very late in that matchup. He got like all of 1 minute played in that game or something. But yeah, it hasn't been. This was like other than those 3 games, really, this is like the first real opportunity we've gotten to see him playing as a Red, and it was good to see at parts and points. You could see why they've been, taking their time with getting him back to fitness. You could see that it is going to be interesting because he's going to have to recognize if he's going to be a part of that front line that he's going to have to counter press. He's going to have to be relentless with pushing and trying to press and go forward. And that's going to take a lot of energy. So it was good to see that he's starting to at least get his feet under him so that he can get something generated towards contributing once again for us. Good to see Simicast back on the pitch too. Simicast got out there, got subbed in. It was a very interesting sub. I know we all said how interesting the lineup was, but I mean the subs at halftime was interesting as well, because at halftime we brought in Simicast and brought Chiesa, as we just mentioned, but it was for Trent Alexander-Arnold and it was for Gomez, who got to see the Pine for just for resting points. And it was a reshuffling of the sorts in the back line once again. We saw Endo go from being where because initially it was at times we had a back 3, at times there was even a back 2, but Endo kind of wasn't really playing a part of that back line too much. He was venturing forward a little bit more so in the first half. Second half, you saw him a little bit more anchored towards playing in the back line with the others. Dan's got a shout as well. Dan's got an opportunity to get a entry into this game. Came on for Trey Neone. That was good to see. It's been a while since we've seen Dan's actually play for the team in a while. And also James McConnell got into this game. Obviously Diego got in as well for Cody, but I was happy to see that we didn't try to. We're keeping an eye on the fact of let's not allow from McAllister to go an entire 90 when it's not necessarily necessary for him to do so. It was a relatively quiet game, Hustle Bones, for Mac 10. Wasn't that he was involved, so I'm not going to say he wasn't involved, but it wasn't like he was his normal self of getting some shots off or making some beautiful passes and the likes.
Yeah, I think he got just about the right number of minutes tonight, Mac. He's only missed them 2 games, 2 suspension, hasn't he? Girona and Fulham. And it was the right game to just give him whatever it was, 55, 60 minutes tonight.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. We got JK in the house with us.
Bless, bro. Good result.
Good result for sure. I agree with that completely.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that's all we need is we see the result,
That's all it is at the end of the day. If you understand football, it's all about the result. Doesn't matter if you've got 5 men on the pitch or 10 or 11, whatever. You get the result. And I think today, respect to the team, I think individually the young players, you all played well, I think. They sort of they weren't really outdone in the whole game, if you understand. Like Southampton had a phase where they scored, and that's about it, really. And for me, seeing Jota and Chiesa linking up quite a lot, good to see. I think Chiesa looked good when he came on.
Oh, okay? All right. There were times when you could see that he was trying to find his form and the likes.
Find his feet. Yeah.
But
it's just good to see him on the pitch wearing a Liverpool kit and shooting. I think that goal was going to go in. If that went in, that would have been a nice little thing for him. Just build a bit of confidence up.
Agreed.
I think the fact he took Trent and Joe off at half time tells you that, that would be in the back 4 against Spurs rather than Giroud.
I don't.
That tends to
Yeah,
suggest it'll be Gomez and Van Dijk on Sunday.
I'll tell you the truth. Yeah, there is parts and points that Kwanzaa does still need to figure out some confidence measures to find, or some measures to find his confidence again, because he certainly at times does look a little bit lacking in his confidence, and it allows for him to, you know, kind of not be turned on into the thing. There was a wayward pass that he made. There was like he was a part of the goal. I thought I held the goal a little bit more on Tyler than I do Kwanzaa, but he was a part of the double, the two that were in front of that didn't exactly amount to glory for anyone. So, yeah.
But for me, I think Kwanzaa as a player, he hasn't been right since that first game of the season. Like for me, at the end of last season, he was doing real good. So good that even me and you said, I'm willing to let Kanate go, because Kanate was really bad at the end of last season.
Yeah.
So for me, Kanate this season stepped up because of Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
And what's happened, and Kwanzaa hasn't stepped up because of Kanate. If you understand, because he's maybe young and he hasn't really, he thought, you know what, I'm playing next to Virgil van Dijk here.
Yeah.
On the first game of the season. There you go. And what happens is with football at a young age, because of a decision made by the manager, and you're not going to be starting a game, that could be a right kick in the nutsack, and he didn't take that well, bro.
I get what you're saying.
But for me, he sort of cheers the goals. He cheers them on.
Right.
And I've seen him like in the last few games when we score, he cheers. And at the end of the day, we all know he's a good player.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we know there's a player there. We've seen what he's been able to do. I'm just saying that it'd be nice to see him once he gets his swagger back. That same swagger that he had. I think that was a big part of why he was able to be so menacing and so if you want to call it that, feared on the pitch and not looked at as being just another youngster on the pitch, as opposed to like someone that has something in his locker. Let's see what else is being said in the chat. On even the rescheduled Everton match, you will have. Yes, we do have a bunch of matches coming up. We do have a bunch of matches coming up in December as well, by the way. So it should be interesting to see how we navigate this. It means that we are going to have another fixture coming up. I don't know. Does anyone know when those fixtures are going to be scheduled for? When did the semifinals even begin? Because again, I did. When someone said something about us playing Fulham, that reminded me that we did play Fulham home and away, because we won 2-1 at home, and then we ended up drawing 1-1 with them at Fulham, and I believe I want to say Lucho scored the goal for us in it. Red Armchair supporters saying the 1st of January is when we start the semifinals. Okay, so again,
no, the first one is in January.
Oh, the first one's in January. I was going to say, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's late January. It's after Christmas, and
I was going to say, I thought it was like closer to February. Yeah, like late January, closer to February.
Yeah.
But, yeah. What else did you guys take away from the game? Any other viral reactions? Anything else that kind of like piqued your interest or made you say we were definitely fortunate to get away with the absolute unit of a guy. He is a big guy. That's the Paul Nacho. Little awkward looking, but he is a big guy.
It's funny when he took a swipe for that shot, and
exactly what I was referencing. Yep.
Yeah, and the commentator guy went, "Oh, is it a penalty? Liverpool could be lucky there's no VAR." And then he looked at it, and the guy literally like fell over himself by taking a wild swing at the ball. And the commentary was saying, "Liverpool could be lucky there's no VAR because that could have been a pen." And then he looked at it and There's nothing there.
I don't know. I don't know if you had the same. I doubt you did because it's a
No.
different. It's a different presentator for you, but
Channel.
what's that?
Just channel. Yeah, different
Yeah.
channel. I think he had a different. He was saying he had Sky, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had CBS.
Paramount, CBS.
With no lead.
Yeah. It seemed, and Brian made a comment about it too. He was saying how, like, it's obvious that they're trying to drum up as much interest in sticking with the game as possible, and it was rightfully so at parts and points. They were Southampton was definitely making the most of it as they could. They definitely look like a team that is where they are for a reason because he swiped at it, just missed it, basically. Just missed it. Couldn't get a foot on it. There was another actual.
Sorry, the one I'm talking about was right at the end of the first half when it might have been that Brie. He sort of lost his footing in the area and fell into Gomez. That was the one.
Right,
That
yeah.
idiot bloody commentator said, "Oh, Liverpool were lucky there's no VAR because that could have been a pen." And then when you're actually seeing it, you know what I mean. The guy fell over, lost his footing and fell into Gomez.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that. That didn't make sense for them to have hustle bones, for them to have 3 today and 1 tomorrow. I'm surprised they didn't just have two of the early games or 2 earlier games and then have 2 later games play at the same time. But we'll have to wait to see who our opponent is until tomorrow. They usually do it right after the game as well.
Yeah.
So, but that game tomorrow is going to be actually a fun game to watch. I think we'll be live. We should be live tomorrow during that game, so we'll certainly have it on in the back to kind of give an idea as to who we could be facing. Chances are,
they're not showing it because they think it's going to be a good game. Like he's saying, they think it's going to be. Are they showing it because they think it's going to be a banger? I mean, dude, that's not how football on TV works. They show because it's Manchester United. If it's Manchester United, they show it. I mean, have you been,
That's cool.
That's how they do it, man. That's how they do it. You show it's Man United versus Spurs. People are going to watch that. Not because, they think it's going to be a great game. No one doesn't show a game because they think, it's not going to be a good game.
Oh, where is it? Is it at? It's not at Old Trafford, I don't think, right? Or is it?
Doesn't matter as long as it's on TV, man. That's all that matters.
No, I'm just asking. Okay, I got you, Brian. All I'm doing is asking the question. Where is it? Where is the game? That's all.
Honestly, I don't know.
It's at Spurs. It's at Spurs. Okay, that's all I was asking. So Spurs with 2 home games coming up against 2 big names. Actually,
I'll go as far as to say the team I'd like least is Arsenal in the semi-final because they're the best side of who's left aside from us.
Yeah.
Newcastle. Yeah, Arsenal. Yeah, I wouldn't mind taking Arsenal on. I like playing Arsenal.
Yeah, there's the semifinals will have some pretty decent names a part of it. Semifinals, obviously, like I mentioned, will have us a part of it. It'll have Arsenal a part of it. It'll have Newcastle a part of it, and it'll have the likes of either Spurs or Manchester United.
What do you reckon looks better, Spurs or Man United in there?
Who would I rather see?
Yeah,
Spurs.
Yeah, I'd rather see Spurs.
Yeah, like for me though, if Spurs lose tomorrow, it's sort of better for us Sunday. Imagine they win again tomorrow. They beat Southampton 5-0. So that in that way, if United win, and I wouldn't mind playing United or Arsenal in the semis.
Mate, we haven't played Spurs.
I have a feeling we're going to get it's going to be something where it's like, we'll end up getting Spurs, maybe very similar to how it's not going to be back-to-back, obviously, games, but the sheer fact of how we'll have I don't know. I have a feeling that we'll get Spurs and we'll have to see them again.
I wouldn't mind Spurs in the final at Wembley. I don't think we've played Spurs in a domestic final since 1982, and that was the League Cup when we won it 4 years in a row. The League Cup. It was West Ham, then Spurs, then United, and then Everton that we beat. And that's the last time we played them, I think, at Wembley. Like that.
Someone is no the semi-finals. How do they work? 2 legs?
It is 2 legs, and that's why it's kind of weird because I mean, like, the only place and part that happens is in
the League Cup.
Is in the League Cup for the semifinal. Because everything else is like, as in it's like it's knockout before that. Obviously, you know, it's one game you're done, but then in the semifinal becomes home and away. And then obviously you make it you actually go into the final, and the final's obviously just going to be one game. So
at Wembley, because what it was, like they used to have the semi-finals, or they're still doing of the FA Cup at Wembley.
Yeah, that's okay.
And in the old days, they used to have it at a neutral ground, which I thought was a better thing.
Yeah,
like 2 teams go to say Manchester, Liverpool, and say Spurs go to Manchester at Old Trafford to play a semi-final.
Villa Park used to be used a lot because it's like, you know, in the Midlands, like, and it's easy for 2 clubs to get to. They used to use Villa Park loads for semis.
Yeah, Villa Park was used a lot.
Yeah, that's certainly the case. Semifinal is where we are bound to be. Definitely bound to be.
I remember that one. Well, the League Cup final versus Spurs, Ronnie Whelan got 2, and Ray Clements was in goal for Spurs. It was his first season after leaving Liverpool for Spurs.
Yeah, this should be interesting. It's a weird, it's a little bit of a weird setup for the cup, but I mean, like, you know, they're doing whatever they can to keep it relevant and doing whatever they can, not only keep it relevant, but to keep people intrigued and interested and involved with the tournament for certain. So let's see, what does the chat have anything that they wanted to put in that they thought was a viral moment for them, or maybe something that'll go viral that people will be talking about? Like, did you hear what they said? Type moment. Let's see. Who is it that you would? I see that Chill Guy says he would like to see us take on Newcastle. Who do you want to see as our next opponent in the next round? Who is it that you would want to see, Lee?
Yeah, Newcastle, because I would actually like Spurs in the final. I think that would be a nice final with good football, because like Spurs are a better footballing side than Newcastle. And I don't want to play Arsenal in the final because of their corner tomfoolery and all their time wasting and that. I would rather have Spurs in the final than me, mate.
Okay. How about for you, JK?
I want to play Man United home and away in the semi-final.
Okay.
Because I think when we go there and win, it gives it's just the game. Salah loves it, you know. So for me, a semi-final against United and a final against Arsenal, they're going to be tricky games, hard games, but I want to play them and win. I'd rather go that way. Or if you went Newcastle, Tottenham,
I think that'd be fantastic. That'd be like I'll let Brian give his thoughts, but I do have a perception of, you know, what would be a great run to it. But go ahead, Brian. Who would you like to see us play in the next round, or for what reasons?
Spurs. Yeah, Spurs definitely. I don't want to play Man United. I think Spurs because I just fancy playing them all the time this year. I think they're a crazy team. So, yeah.
Okay.
Simple Good fun game.
I wouldn't mind seeing us play Newcastle. It'd be nice to get revenge at St. James Park, and also I think it also would be a very, very interesting game to watch as a neutral for the other matchup if it were Spurs versus Arsenal. I think that would be kind of cool to watch, as in, you know, the whole like North London derby style, you know, rivalry between their clubs.
As I
And
said,
and we'd be even sweeter to see Spurs kind of you know,
yeah, beat Arsenal.
beat Arsenal and put a spanner
Yeah.
in their works. You
Yeah,
know,
I fancy Spurs for the final because it'd be a better game than Arsenal or Newcastle as a
I agree with
final.
that too.
The
I agree with
way
that
they
too.
play, it would make it a better final on the eye.
Right. They're not going to just sit there and, like, you know, hope for set pieces to win them games. They're going to come out and play against you. Even in a final, I think that they would come out and try to play. And then
And don't forget, they might be in a better place come the end of February. Spurs, they probably have Romero and Van der Ven back at the heart of their defence by that time, and they could be in a better vein of form. Could make for a good final. You never know.
I didn't, and I'm not saying I didn't assume Spurs will win. I just said that's who I would prefer to win. I didn't say I assume Spurs would win. I said I prefer for them to win because I think that it'd be a nice fixture to watch as in the semifinal. It'd be a nice fixture to watch. Obviously we're going to watch both our games. You know, it'd be nice to be able to get revenge again, like I said, against Newcastle, especially at their grounds. I'm sure they'll be up for the match, and it'll be a very, very heightened and a big game for them. Even though it's a League Cup game, it's still going to be a very, very, you know, they're one step away from having an opportunity to lift silverware. So I'm sure they'll be up for it. And then they'll have to come to Anfield or vice versa. And then I thought it would be a great matchup to see Spurs versus. I think it'd be a great matchup to see Spurs versus Arsenal. And then the whole if we're blessed enough to make it to the final, it'd be fantastic. But obviously it'd be extremely interesting because I'm sure that the tabloids, or not tabloids, but the journals out there would have the comment that Ange put out there, how he has won in his second year, he's won silverware, and that would certainly be one of the most asked questions at his press conferences.
Jeez.
if he were to be able to get to the final, you know, I'm certain.
Fucking hell, that man can't say anything these days.
Yeah.
Well,
I would take it as, I mean, if he said that, but I mean, people say shit like fucking. If some journal dragged that out to me, I'd be like, get a grip of yourself. I'd rather play Newcastle in a final because, you know, they're not really a big game team. They've never been great in finals. They never really do anything.
no.
Yeah, there's no guarantee of anything. But if you're to ask me for a pat, I don't want to play Arsenal because I'm sick of playing Arsenal. I don't want anything to do with Manchester United. So if it was up to me, we'd play Spurs in the semi and hopefully get a good win there, and then come up against Newcastle team in the final, who I would pretty much not back us with the house, but you know, that's the team. I just don't want to be more than that. I don't want to lose in a final against Man United. No way. I'd rather lose in a semi against them than lose in a final against them. But yeah, just give me Spurs, then give me Newcastle, and yeah, forget that Arsenal crowd, forget that Man United crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the easy option, you know. Less
Much
hysteria, you know. Less noise, bro. I understand what you mean. Because if we end up playing United home and away, it's going to be a field day. It's going to be fucking mad.
Yeah. No, I don't need that.
We don't need that. We don't need that. So in that way, yeah, I would take that Newcastle Tottenham way games.
United have got a reasonable chance tomorrow because they've got the bounce off beating City. Okay, it's a massively out of form City, but they still beat them, you know, and it'll give them a bounce. So they might have a chance of knocking Spurs out tomorrow night.
Yeah, they got that
Man City,
that result at the Etihad. You know, some people did not have them getting that result. Some people did, but yeah, they'd have to do it again though by going. They'd have to do it again by going to their fixture most likely.
I don't think anyone had him getting it after 87 minutes.
Yeah.
Whoever put a bet on that, mad one.
Yeah. They
The odds would have been crazy.
They had a crystal ball. They had a crystal ball looking into the future if they saw that one.
Yeah.
I still have United. It doesn't matter how bad they are. I still have United PTSD where I just, if you have to lose in a game, or I'm not saying I think we're going to lose a game, but I just, anything that's worth winning, losing it to them just is, it's as bad as they are. I know how bad they are. Like, if it was any other team playing this badly, I'd be like, yeah, I'll play them all day happily. But because it's them, it's just, yeah, we know what it means. We know how much it means.
Yeah.
But I feel since the Klopp era and stuff, and even like this season already, we played them. That sort of going to Old Trafford, or we're playing Man United. It could be a tricky one. Of course, sometimes it sort of goes a bit pear-shaped. But I think Klopp sort of took away a lot of that. Oh, we're going to Old Trafford and let's be sort of weary of what we're going to do, And like, we destroyed the United under Klopp on many occasions. So for me, that was a good thing. So it isn't the same as it used to be in the 90s when United were like, wow, everyone's sort of scared to go to Old Trafford. I think they've lost that sort of feeling,
Agreed. Some of the allure of the old toilet has definitely been flushed a little bit, right? Oh man. Dustin's saying he thinks that he thinks other than us, Spurs are favorites in this matchup because the way Spurs play suits the competition. Yeah, they don't hold back. They try to get results. Definitely try to get results. Because this interesting again, like I said, because of the competition now going to, from what I think it was Bonkers and Mark A, were quick to bring some clarification. I think it was Mark A and Bonkers that said earlier about the fixtures and how it works out in this tournament. Now that we go to home and away, the unique thing about today was if they had scored that equalizer, or if they had gotten, they weren't going to get a penalty out of that. By the way, it would have been, if anything, it would have been if they've gotten the call, it wouldn't have been a penalty shot. It wasn't inside the box, but so it's not like
free kick.
Yeah. So yeah, it would have been something on the lines of they still would have had it put it away from outside the box. But if they had equalized in this game, we would have wanted penalty kicks, and that would have been interesting. That would have went straight to penalties, and that's what you can. Yeah, you got to hope. Yeah, you got to like your chances with Kelleher in the net, but also, you can play for penalties in a game like this, as opposed to in the home and away fixture. You're not playing for the penalties, really. You're playing to try to get a result. So
quickly, just talking about Kelleher, that save he made for Marshall when it was 2-1, and he could have made it 2-2, and he made that save. Wow. One of the best saves you'll see. It was a top save.
Yeah, we certainly do need Kwanzaa, certainly. Having him would be good. I wasn't too I haven't seen the player evaluations. Is that what you're asking? Hylor? I did not see the scores or whatever, the player scores. I didn't even see, does anyone know who got the man of the match of this one? Anyone in the chat or even on the panel, does anyone know who got the man of the match for this game?
I don't know.
Harvey Elliott.
Harvey Elliott for you, right?
Yeah. No, it was Harvey Elliott.
Oh, was it Harvey Elliott? Okay.
It was Harvey Elliott. Yeah. I think he played top.
Okay.
He played good.
Good to see him get a whole game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always busy.
Yeah, Ringlets gets the glory at the end. That's what's up. Definitely big up to the street's favorite player, Harvey Elliott. shout out to our guy Rasta Crab. What'd you say?
And Darwin, like 2 games, assist and a goal. I don't think he
Yeah.
played good today. I don't think he played good. But for me, 2 games, a goal and an assist in them 2 games. That's what you want. I'll tell you the truth. Because I don't think he really played great today. You know what I mean? He tried to link up and stuff, but he got his goal. Happy about that.
Yeah. Because I mean, one of the toughest things to do is just to put it away, and he did it. He did it. Definitely got blessed an absolute gift of an opportunity. But if he'd missed it, I would have heard of.
Did you enjoy not waiting for VAR to check the goal? Like, as soon as he went in, I knew he scored.
Yeah,
it was great. That's why I like.
And I thought that today's refereeing, at least for the linesman and even Simon Hooper at times, wasn't something where I'm like, oh, this call and that call and blah. It's not because we won. It's just more so. Yeah.
He could have gave Kwanzaa a red card there. Easily. It was like the end of the game. Like he was through the guy, a free kick there to make it 2-2. Kwanzaa red card, and he didn't. I was just waiting for him to say, you know what, straight red. Because for me, Kwanzaa did have his arms sort of around him and stuff. Yeah, but for me, it was good not to have VAR.
Your arms across somebody, that's not enough. You know what I mean? It's not enough for your legs to buckle if somebody's arms top of your chest.
Because what's wild about it too is that, like, even though I get that Kwanzaa did have an arm, draped across them, so did he. So did the other player too. Who was it? Fernandez, I believe it was. Like, as in it's very similar to the Asian player that for them
Shukamara.
Yeah. So when Neoni and Shukamara were going in for they're going in for a challenge against each other, and you could see that both of them were kind of like, fending and holding each other off, and to the point where Shukamara ended up just practically throwing Neoni, down almost. It's one of those cases where, like, it's almost like, I want to say a 50-50 challenge, but it's like where you're trying to give the benefit of the doubt that two players are going to there's going to be contact with players. It's a physical game, so there's going to be some type of situation where you're going to have people vying for position and space and the like. But, I don't think that it was, I personally don't think it was a red card, to be honest with you. I think he was trying to get the call.
Yeah, he was trying. It wasn't a red card, but it was a bit of a risky game to play. That's all I was thinking about it, Could Kwanzaa done it earlier? Maybe. I don't know. Bit of a risky game to play, Kwanzaa there.
I see what you're saying.
It was just a good game to enjoy without VAR. It just brought me back to the old days, like when I watched the League Cup, Carabao Cup games the whole season, the VAR. I appreciate like the old school days, like goal goes in, maybe look at the linesman, maybe, but you celebrate him straight away. So for me, that's the way football should be,
Yeah. Yeah, I like the Harvey took his finish on his right foot instead of trying to readjust to something and then missing the opportunity entirely to get a shot off. I'm glad he took it with his right foot. He did the right thing. Good ball from Gakpo on it.
Yeah, I think everyone had, pretty much everyone had Nunez scoring. A lot of people had Nunez scoring. A lot of people had Elliott scoring. Everyone was definitely dialed in on that. I think Bonkers was the one that picked 2-1 actually as his score for today, and he got that one right too. I don't think he got both. He didn't get both scorers correct. He got one of the scorers correct. I think he got Elliott right, but yeah, definitely got some good stuff.
I went 2-0. I went Darwin to score the first. He got it. We could have made it 2-0, man. But hey, it's cool.
Yeah. I saw that someone said something about where was it? I think it was Dustin that said it. he thought that let me double check, make sure. Someone said about Tyler Morton. There was a comment about Tyler Morton. Tyler Morton was a for me was a so-so game today. He was good in moments and then a little bit subpar in others.
Said that about everybody, I think, in that game.
2-1 also and got Darwin as a score. Oh, he had Darwin as a scorer. Okay, I thought you had Elliott. He had Darwin. Red Armchair Supporter had 2-1 also. I don't have the scores in front of me. That's why I'm just going by memory.
Go on, Red Armchair. Good.
Yeah, good shout out. Red Armchair Supporter had 2-1. He had Darwin as a scorer. Big up, big up.
What's happening Sunday then, Red Armchair Supporter?
Yeah.
What's happening Sunday?
Yeah, tell me about it.
But I like Tottenham away. I don't know. I just like playing them away. It's cool.
No way we deserved to lose that game last season, was there?
Yeah.
That own goal at the end, and Diaz's
that feels like
goal ruled out.
That feels so long ago. That feels like a long time ago, that Matt T-Bone goal.
It does, doesn't it?
Yo, that's mad.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I don't think I wasn't over the moon with Tyler Morton's performance today, but I mean I was happy to see that he got the start, and I was happy to see that he got not only the start, but he got a full 90 out there, and that he even when we did switch it up, he did go to right back and had to do a job in a position that he's not normally used to playing.
That's been understated a little bit. He's not a right back; he's a DM. He had to go and do a job in a completely different position. I think if he was, we
saw that from Endo today. We saw that, yeah.
Oh, I think Endo played great.
No, I mean, I think it's a bit. I don't know. Maybe he's. If that was another player, he'd be getting all the props in the world. He's only a young kid.
I think he played all right.
I know.
Yeah, he's well at right back.
I don't know. I think maybe if you think he's a ball for the goal, I think maybe that's clouding your judgment on the rest of his performance.
No, the fact that he was 0 for 4 for his ground duels, 0 for 1 for aerial duels, lost the ball 12 times. I mean, he has zeros on all of his statistics. Like that's not good. I mean, he was 88% for his passing. I'll give him that, but that's the one positive. His one positive statistic out of all the what do you call them? The scores, like the ratings that are out there. He has the lowest rating on the pitch. That's why I was like, I thought that he didn't play that great, and that on top of the fact that he was reaching on that goal. I thought when it's 2-on-1, it was you have two defenders in front of him, and again, rather he was off balance. He's reaching because that's how off balance he was. Rather than take away Archer's right foot, he's falling the wrong way. He has support on his right side from Kwanzaa. Don't worry about that. If he's going to try to go left, let him go left. He's going to go right into Kwanzaa. Take away what he's trying to work towards, his right foot, and he didn't. That's why I don't think Tyler Morton had that great of a game, other than that and the statistics backing up that. But I thought that I give him credit though for the fact that it's not his position, his normal position, and he was asked to do a job today, and he did the job to the best of his ability, and we got the win. So ultimately, you shake it off and you move on to the next game, and you hope for better things. That's how I'm looking at it.
I'd assume that he lost most of those duels and those things when he was moved into a unfamiliar defensive position. I'd imagine a lot of that was what that was. So that's a DM being played as a right back in a 3 almost.
Yeah,
but his passing and all that stuff.
I mean, he was 0 for 1 0 for 1 for his crosses, 0 for 2 for his 0 for 1 for his crosses, 0 for 2 for his long balls, 0 for 1 for dribble attempts, 0 for 4 for his ground duels, 0 for 1 for his aerial duels. that's not a good game. But all the same, it's not a. It's not a. It's not like he was like the reason why. It's not like we lost the game, so that's why I'm not.
Exactly.
Not.
We didn't lose the game because he played badly. Well, we
right,
didn't
exactly.
lose the game.
It's not like we lost the game because
But
he played.
nobody. If someone said earlier on who was our man of the match, nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see anybody on our team that was by far the best player on the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw a lot of players putting in a lot of average performances with some good moments.
Yeah, yeah.
There was nobody out there that was like, oh, he's done this, he's done that. We talked about bits and pieces. None of it,
Mm-hmm.
nobody out there. I think Morton, Neone, at the start, he looked like he might be able to get in. Then he drifted. Like young player, he got shifted out to the right because it wasn't working for him in the middle. Harvey comes into the middle. But yeah, there was nothing. That was just a job that was done. Southampton very poor. I thought very lacked a lot of ambition
Mm-hmm.
tonight. But that's understandable considering where they are. Their confidence is probably on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but it was just a job to be done there tonight. But I honestly don't think from top to bottom anybody in our team really stood out as having a great game.
No one had a great game today. I don't think anyone had a great game. I agree with that. There are times and points. I mean, like, it just looked like a game that, again, that we were. There were parts and points where I thought that we could have pushed on to a 3, if not 4-0, win today if we had played the same way that we played in that first half and just capitalize off of the mistakes and the, lead to them making mistakes as well. And but there are times and parts and points, and
Yeah,
I get
it.
We get it. A lot of players are filling in for other players today, but that doesn't. I don't even know what that comment. What you want me to say from that comment? It's factually correct. You are absolutely right. Hustle Bones. He was filling in for Gravenberg, but he did not put in a Gravenberg style performance today. If that's what you want me to say.
Yeah, it's going to be a very different side on Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not expecting for him to put in a Gravenberg style performance, but I mean, like, I'm just saying. I don't think the bar I'm measuring him by is not by, again, I didn't say I didn't say that I'm expecting him to come in and play like Gravenberg. I'm just saying that he was a part of the goal that we conceded. He didn't perform well on that position on that. And also, I just told you, if you look at him statistically, that's not a good statistical, not a good day at the office statistically. And I gave you all of his stats. Those are all of his stats. 88% for his passing. I don't know why we're going on about this Tyler Morton thing. We won the game, so I'm not really sweating it that much. He'll get better the next game, hopefully, and I'm moving on there. His passing stats were 59 out of 67. You want to see his passing stats? He was 0 for 1 for his crossing, 0 for 2 for his long balls, had 0 key passes. So you want me to pride him because he was 88% for his passing as saying he had a good game? I'm not hating on him again, though. I'm not hating on him. I think he'll learn from this. He'll learn and he'll get better. That's all. Same with Kwanzaa. I thought Kwanzaa the same way. Kwanzaa will learn from taking a chance late in this game and get better. He'll definitely get better. I don't know. Am I being too harsh on Tyler Morton?
No, like for me, it was his sort of first start I've ever really seen him in a Liverpool shirt. If you really look at it like that.
Yeah.
Which of the games has he started? Really, none.
Most of the time, people. How is it a weird reaction? All right, I'll move on.
No. For me, it was his first sort of start. So for me, whatever he did, he did. fair play to him. Like, next game will be better, you know?
Yeah,
He's a
exactly.
good little player. Good little player.
Yeah. Yeah. He'll hopefully get more in tune with his teammates and the likes and he'll and rather than have goose eggs, he'll have like one or two key passes, or he'll have like he'll get more in tune with with creating and doing some things that are positive and super positive contributions to the team. That's all I'm trying to get across. But ultimately, he wasn't a negative to the point where we lost the game. So I could care less, I could care less. We got the W, we move, and big up to everyone that, if you think I'm being harsh, then cool. Definitely note that. Write it down. Tell people that I was critical of a player that wears red. Considering I get told that I can't say anything negative, or not necessarily negative, but constructive about players. So, oh man, so it is what it is. There's a big difference in quality from the first half to the second half. And Cody Hackbo was very energetic in that first half. Chiesa was okay when he came on, but the same level. Yeah, you can see that he wanted to make something of the game. You definitely see it. There was I think that not the same level. He means
he would have meant but not. So it was,
yes.
Yeah.
I said this comment during the game. I was like, I'm once we get a Chiesa that is fit enough to give you either a full 90 or at least give you what is a high intensity style or high energy performance in a substitute role, Chiesa is going to be a player for us. He definitely, you can see that there is a incredible talent there. I think he was unfortunate not to get.
I think he looked good. Mm-hmm.
Talent is there. I know, JK, if you were watching on the same one, he came on, and he had a chance.
Mm-hmm.
He came on at halftime, but he had like a chance in the box,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't brilliant or whatever. And the commentators, it was on CBS, but it was a main com, not Lee Hendry,
Mm-hmm.
and they were being like a little bit kind of, they weren't slagging him off, but they were kind of saying, this, that. It's like he isn't quite this, he's not quite there yet, yada yada yada. And then about 5 minutes later, for some reason, he was down near the technical area. He found himself basically on the halfway line, or the center stripe, as 12 man would have us call it. But a ball comes launched out of the air, and he just trapped it like it was a feather on his boot. He just took it down like it was.
They gave him credit for that too. They did give him credit,
and they started losing their minds. They were like, "Oh, that's the quality. That's the quality. That's those Italian boys when they're brought up different, aren't they, Lee? They're brought up different. Oh, you had a bit of skill, Lee, but that's the 2 seconds ago. 2 seconds ago, you were saying, "Oh, he's not looking very good, is he? He's not looking very good." And one ball, he traps one ball out of the sky. No, I know.
Harry just going crazy.
Yeah. They're just, that's the difference, isn't it, Lee? That's the difference between those Italians. They have that bit of quality, don't they? It's like, for fuck's sake, lads. Just
that was funny.
They're just that easily taken. Now, it was a beautiful touch. We all know
it was. It absolutely was.
Yeah, when someone traps a ball out of the sky and they just feather it onto their toe when it lands on it's lovely. But only 2 minutes previous, they were like, "Oh, I don't know about this guy." Next thing you know, that's the Italians, right? Different breed altogether.
Right.
Oh man, they're just so fucking funny. Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly right on to believe you. I think if he can just stay fit now, I'm just happy he got on the pitch. Him, Yosta, Simicast even. So that was a good game today. Elliot even nearly got 90 minutes. So today was an important game in that way. A lot of players sort of coming back into game action.
Mm-hmm. Good to see so many players back, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ibu and Bradley.
It was like a pre-arranged friendly for the injured guys this game to come back into. It was like, so it was a good opponent to have in a weird sort of way. Good timing. Yeah.
I think it's
I just realized too.
It wasn't a very good argument
what-
for the quality of the cup,
Yeah.
though. To be honest, I didn't think that was, like you said, that was almost a friendly game. Not a friend. That's very disingenuous, but that was a team in a quarterfinal that honestly they didn't want to be there. I don't think they. You know, like once you're in a
They probably
quarterfinal, you're
didn't
thinking,
deserve to be there.
yeah, they didn't bring enough to make that. That was, I thought, was a bit of a stain on the competition. How poor they were in terms of as a Premier League side. You know, it's to have their, it's a quarterfinal, lads. You know, and some of their the way they stood off us in that game, it was like, I thought it was pretty pathetic a lot of the time. You know,
I was expecting more. I was expecting more.
a lot more. Yeah, especially at home, JK. Especially at home.
Yeah. But they did us a favour in that way. They didn't. So that's like what I was.
Did you see all the empty seats, JK? Did you see
Yeah.
all the empty seats?
Yeah,
That's
I
weird.
did see that. I did see that. That's a little embarrassing. That was a little
Maybe because
embarrassing.
it's raining. Maybe
Yeah,
because
it's
the
not a
rain
huge
sort of
crowd.
got them wet. They're like, let's go stand in the stand somewhere else. But for me,
It's not a huge ground, is it? It's not like, oh, it's 80,000. Oh, you get a few. No, it's.
But those are seats in the front too, by the way. I mean, it'd be a different story, but we're like, you know, if you want to call it the cheap seats or whatever you want to call them, you know, like the seats high up or whatever. The one thing, if it was something along those lines, there was like seats missing in the front row. So
look, for me, if they've sat their manager, they should be sort of coming to support them fully today. You know, like when you get a new manager sacked, the supporters come and support the club a little bit more. For some reason, they didn't know. Maybe the weather, bro. Could be the weather. You don't know. He was tipping it down.
They were very quiet, their fans, weren't they?
yeah, I think that first half performance kind of took a little bit of the muster out of the fans a little bit.
Yeah, but
they just watched a 5-0. They watched their team get beat 5-0 in the first half, and then all of a sudden they come out in this game and already they're down 2-0. You know.
Yeah, but they had time to sing and You're a Cheap Andy Carroll and the Hillsborough song. So
wait, say that again.
Like they sang You're Just a Cheap Andy Carroll to Darwin and Feed the Scousers. So they were singing that song as well. Let him know it's Christmas time. So they had time to sing that. So as soon as the fans start singing that, I know we're going to win. As soon as they sing sort of songs like that, where they're aiming at the Liverpool fans or the City, we always end up winning. I always notice that.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. I'm watching some of the highlights back in the background here. Was a really good opportunity. I thought Macca had a really good swipe at the ball in that first half. I was going to mention about, you know what? To be honest, Kwanzaa's got to watch wrapping his arm around people, around some of the defenders. Just get in better position, because in the first 20 minutes there was he did the same thing actually. Very similar thing, at least. He didn't get the call measured against him, but it was in the 18th minute. Not something you want to see. Not something you want to see. Just being a little bit lazy. But yeah, Macca had a good swipe at it. Big up Max. Big up Max. Good to see you.
And yeah, Hustle Bones, they are wrong. Yeah. That answers your question. They are wrong.
I didn't see what his question was. Let's see what his question is. All right. I don't know what the question was about. So,
in terms of what they were singing.
Oh, well, absolutely. They're absolutely wrong. The manager sacking probably gave them a shock. And who is next in line? Yeah.
Not sure who they have lined up. I think it is always disappointing to hear about any club, gets involved in that nonsense, singing some of those things. Forget about the Andy Carroll thing. That's just, whatever. But the more serious things, Southampton really should know probably a little bit better. And also, Southampton is, yeah, look, Southampton is basically a really fucking posh area. Like, there's a lot of, most people down there wouldn't even know what it was like, basically. So for them to be singing that around Christmas time, man, forget those guys. But I would have thought they'd have a little bit more
more class
class than that.
Yeah.
A little bit more class. I expected from certain teams, but I don't expect it from them.
No,
I
I'm
honestly don't.
surprised.
I'm a little bit surprised on that. Yeah, I am. Yeah, Lee, you go ahead, man. You'll know more than me.
Yeah, like you said about certain clubs, you expect. I expect it with the Manchester side. I expect it from Chelsea, but not so much with Southampton.
Yeah, but you know what it is? You expect it, from them clubs that are proper English clubs, where they don't really have a lot of foreign sort of fans in there. Like Arsenal, Liverpool. Like Arsenal wouldn't sing it. I don't think I've ever heard Arsenal sing it. Actually, saying that, but these traditional English teams like Leicester and stuff, even Leicester sing it. And Forest, like the East Midlands teams, they have sort of something against Liverpool. I don't know what it is exactly, but I've heard a lot of East Midlands teams sing them sort of songs as well.
Yeah. One thing I do want to give a shout out to, I'm watching the replays of the highlights in the background. I don't know if I'm not going to repeat the silliness comment or the rumor thing about this player, but shout out to Kelleher for that save. That was an absolute brilliant save.
World class.
That was a really brilliant save.
Yeah.
Where he just kind of like, yeah, that's the difference between 2-1 and 2-2, basically.
Yeah, simple.
That save. Because that was a nice cross. And Archer is in on net. He actually makes good contact with the ball, and Kelleher makes an absolutely great response to the shot, top save for sure. Red Armchair supporter. And then that was a really good save. Glad to see that he's
ridiculous, wasn't it? See what people saying in the comments. Elliot's booking was ridiculous. He never did anything. That guy did it to him.
That was silly. That was silly too.
Didn't understand why he got the same punishment as the guy who grabbed goals of him and wouldn't let him go. What the hell did Elliot do down there?
Yeah, that was pretty silly. That was pretty silly. Because I don't know what else you would want him to do. The guy's on his back. Like, what else is he going to be? What else could he be able to do? Watching some of these shots again. Great shot from Chiesa. That one where I don't know why Chiesa. I don't know why he did try to make that pass to Elliott. That was kind of silly. He just needs to go for the ball on that one. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was in the 69th minute.
Yeah.
We had a nice little break. It was Diego gets it over to Chiesa. With his right foot, he tries to find Elliott in the middle of the goal. I mean, I guess if you're going to do anything, maybe try to chip it either over the goalkeeper for a goal, or maybe try to curl it around for a nice little near post shot. But he tried to put it in to Elliott, and Southampton was able to just thwart it out. or either that, or even go to the go far post, try to do like a nice little pass to the far post. You got Nunez coming in there too. So, but it is what it is. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Again, I still watching this also the other play here. I still don't think that was a foul. I still don't think that was a foul. But all the same, Southampton, Lallana got it in. It was interesting to see Lallana. Actually, you know what's funny about it? We're going to be ending here in like a few minutes, around 10 minutes to go in the show. When Lallana got in, I was thinking, oh man. Sometimes don't you see or think sometimes when like, former players or people that those kind, especially former players that you're going up against, like it's almost like that Hollywood moment, and you're just like thinking to yourself, oh, he's getting subbed in the last 10 minutes of this game. Is he gonna have that moment? I was hoping, I was really hoping Lallana was not going to have that moment for him. Love Lallana, but I was hoping that he wouldn't.
No, but for me, Lallana, he gets a bit mouthy. Like in the games against us, like he's showing at the referee, and you think, you know what, he might have a bit more respect to say nothing. He probably like today as well. I've seen him he was moaning at the ref and this and that. And I'm thinking, but I never really liked Lallana at Liverpool. Never, nah. I never really connected to him as a player for Liverpool. I never really took him seriously as a Liverpool player. Yeah, he had the odd good game. Don't get me wrong. Say again, bro.
That's interesting. I like Lallana. I thought he was an important part of our team. Important a leader on our team at least. Good.
Yeah. Well, no, it's the law of the X. As it's my, there's only two things I believe in football: never buy Italian and the law of the X. Former player comes back. Yeah, it's always one of them.
Yeah.
Lallana, I think for us was good, and that was pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, the injury stopped him probably.
He never got a run. Yeah, he never got a consistent run. He was in out. A very Klopp type, like if you want someone to run all day and press all day, but I just think his body wasn't able to do it. But he looked great in certain games, but I just think he was in that kind of, what would you call it, like the second tier or the lower bracket of player. Just a really, really good player, but not
a good spot player. Good
not
spot
a top operator, but but he couldn't say that was genuinely he was another. He just he'd come in, he'd look brilliant in a game, and then he'd be out for a month. He'd come in, look really good and then he's out for 2 months. That was kind of the story of his life. But it's the classic. I think again, TV and people's perceptions and basically sort of emotion and thing can get you a long way. And when Adam Lallana basically fell off the pitch into Klopp's arms, his first game, I think basically that was kind of like Adam Lallana's one-hit wonder kind of thing. I think people kind of overrated everything he did after that because it was not that it overrated. It was like, oh, look, that's like he's the perfect Klopp player. That's what he wants. It's sort of like, yeah, it was, but I think it was just there was something about that moment that gave Lallana a bit of an extra boost. That, I'm not sure his ability, his talent ever really kind of lived up to. I just think he's a really neat and tidy, great little player. Like I said, neat and tidy. Brighton loved him. Sit in the middle, give it, pass it. Great first touch, lovely short passer. But a game changer, a difference maker, no, not at the highest level, not at the very highest level, no. But Klopp loved him. You could tell Klopp loved him because it was like, Adam, do you want to run 20K today? I could do 25 if you want. It's like, but
that's why I thought he was a Good locker room
Yeah,
player.
it was just that exactly. Nothing but effort, and he had skills. Great, like I said, really good on the ball. But that next level of he's just below that
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing. But
Yeah,
look at how good a career he's had now.
that's
He's
yeah.
still at Brighton. Everyone thought he'd retire after Brighton. Now he's gone back to Southampton. Still playing.
Yeah,
Him and Milner. I mean, they're still going right now.
Yeah.
We would have
Mad.
thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, who would have thought that? Like, after Klopp, he's put him in, a lot of miles on the legs
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But they still have top career. It shows you like a good first touch, good passing, a good mentality. Keep it. You can still get a game, like even at that level.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy today. I just saw that Gabriel Jesus got a hat trick today. Pretty impressive.
After 3 years.
Yeah, it took a little while, but he got there. And also Nketiah scored against his former team, but he was that was a loud noise. But he was also assisted by Klein. Actually, got the assist for him today. So that was interesting.
There's another one still going. Another one
Exactly.
still there.
Yeah, I would not have thought that Klein would still be, playing at this level for a good team too. Crystal Palace is a good team. They have their moments at least. But yeah, for him to still be, obviously making some real contributions for a team, it's pretty impressive.
To get some immediate revenge on Arsenal, haven't they? They played them at the weekend, don't they? In the league.
Oh yes, they do. Yeah, I think they do. Yeah, I'll double check for you. They play. Yes, this matchup was at the Emirates. The League Cup game was at the Emirates, but the return fixture is at Crystal Palace. So again, the way that sometimes those fixtures fall like that is pretty interesting. It happened for us against Brighton, and now it's happening for Arsenal. Well, in reverse, actually, though. In reverse, because we went to Brighton, and then hosted Brighton. So
well, I hope Philip Glasner's learned something from tonight's game and manages to get a result.
I hope so too. I hope all of them did.
Like they had Jesus, he needs to get Noah.
Yeah.
Okay. They had Jesus, he needs to get Noah or some disciple or someone.
Yeah. Oh man. Yes, he does. He does. He's getting closer to his birthday. That's why, or what's perceived to be his birthday at least. But let us give the panel a final thought or a final shout before we bounce out. We're about to come up with the 90th minute of the show. Lee, is there anything you want to say to people before we allow for them to enjoy the spoils of our win and the fact that we're going to a 20th semifinal and get prepared for what we have on deck for the rest of the week?
Thanks for your contributions, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your contributions. I'll see you again.
Okay. JK, do you have anything you want to say to the people before we let them do their thing?
No. Thanks for coming in, and it's good to see all the players back and Darwin scoring. Jota coming back into the game. Chiesa coming back. Tsimikas. So it was a good all-round game and day in football for us. So peace. And press the like button if it's cool.
Okay. And Brian, do you have something you want to say to the people?
No, not particularly.
Okay.
Just see you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, big up to all of our Reds, whether you are supporters, whether you are players, whether you are members of the staff or members of just if you're a Liverpool Red, big up to each and every one of you for today. I saw a post by Arnie Slot saying that we have to defend the trophy. We want to compete in every trophy. This is one of them. He said that on Sky Sports. Shout out to our gaffer, despite the fact that he wasn't on the sideline. He was still putting it out there that we are going to compete and going to fight as we always do as Reds. So big up to each and every one of you. Hopefully you will enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully you enjoyed the game. Hopefully you enjoyed the show today. We're going to have a show for you tomorrow. So hopefully you'll be a part of that as well. Please do bring a friend and be sure to tell people that you've heard of a show worth checking out, and it's called The Liverpool 12th Man. So hopefully they listen to you. And last but not least, I would say up the Reds, people, up the Reds. And we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.